Hello, French 1B students. Welcome back for another exciting installment of French vocabulary. So we are on lesson 9B, which is on pages 140 and 141 in your textbook. Part B is vocabulary related to les objets, or objects. And again, we start with how to identify some things. S'il vous plaît, répétez qu'est-ce que c'est. Qu'est-ce que c'est? C'est. Qu'est-ce que c'est? C'est un livre. How to say that you know or do not know. Again, these are useful. S'il vous plaît, répétez je sais. Je sais. Je ne sais pas. Je ne sais pas. This would be a good one for you to start using in class when you don't know something. S'il vous plaît, répétez je ne sais pas. How to point out something. Regarde ça. Quoi? Ça là-bas. So next we see quelques objets, a few objects. And again, kind of before we even go over these, if you notice something here, all of the ones on the top, okay, those are all masculine adjectives. All of the ones on the bottom are feminine adjectives. We know that the masculine ones are masculine because we see the en being used to introduce them, okay? And we know the feminine ones are feminine because we're seeing une being used to introduce them. Remember that a or en or une translate as a or an. By contrast, and that's what is being discussed down here, okay, is in French, the names of objects are masculine or feminine. Masculine objects can be introduced by un or le or an L apostrophe. Remember, the L apostrophe is just when a noun starts with a vowel. So we have un stylo, le stylo, l'objet. Feminine objects can be introduced by une or la, une montre, la fiche. So remember when we use le or la, we're saying the. So remember that we never ever use both of these articles at the same time. Just like in English, we would never say the. In French, we don't say the. We choose one or the other depending upon our sentence and which one makes the most sense. So, this new vocabulary that you see here, s'il vous plaît, répétez un objet, un stylo, un crayon, un téléphone, un livre, un cahier, un sac. So, un objet is just a generic word for an object. Un stylo is a pen. Un crayon is a pencil. Un téléphone is the generic word for a phone. There is a special name, remember, in the introduction to the chapter, one of the pictures, they use the word un portable. Un portable is also a phone, but it's more specific for a cell phone. Un livre is a book. Un cahier is a notebook. And un sac is a bag. S'il vous plaît, répétez une chose, une montre, une raquette, une guitare, une affiche, un poster, une calculatrice. So again, une chose, a generic word for a thing. Une montre, a wristwatch. une raquette, a racket, can be any kind of racket. Une guitare, a guitar. Une affiche, a word for poster, and notice that there's also a masculine word that you can use for poster, un poster. And une calculatrice, a calculator. So again, this is some new vocabulary that you will see being used throughout this unit. It's important that you learn what they mean and how to spell them. So a little reminder here about the masculine and feminine. Again, we've talked about this multiple times before in French. We have the masculine nouns and the feminine nouns. And again, the un versus une, le versus la, mon versus ma, and tone versus ta. So again, remember that un and une mean a or an. Le and la mean the. Mon and ma mean my. And tone and ta mean your. And then we have il, which can mean he or it, and elle that can mean she or it. Again, I have the word noun here because remember in French, we're always going to have a noun after this. So using one of those new vocabulary here, the un livre. Okay, so we have un livre. Un livre would mean a book. If instead I wanted to say the book, I'd say le livre. Again, we don't use both at the same time. We choose one or the other. If I wanted to say my book, it'd be mon livre. And if I wanted to say your book, it'd be ton livre. Again, we could do this with a feminine word as well. So montre, it would be une montre. It would be la montre. It would be ma montre. And it could be ta montre, depending upon what you want to say. So again, remember, we don't use both of these. The il and the elle, these are just important because, again, in English or in French, just like in English, if we're talking about the book over and over again, we're not going to keep saying un livre or le livre in every sentence. We're going to want to say it. And to say it for un livre, because it's masculine, I'm going to use il. If I was talking about the wristwatch, right? Ma montre, and I didn't want to keep saying ma montre, ma montre, ma montre, and I wanted to say it, I'd use elle. That brings us again to the end of our lesson, so we will discuss your homework assignment. Your homework assignment is on page 141, exercise number 4. Exercise 4 is titled S'il te plaît, parler. Ask a classmate to give you the following objects. We're not going to be asking, we're going to be writing this out. So the example we see in our textbook is we see a picture of a book. So the first line says, S'il te plaît, donne-moi le livre. What part of that's going to stay the same for all 5 of these? You're right. S'il te plaît and donne-moi will stay the same for all 5 of these. All you're going to do is put the correct object in there. Now, they used in the book le livre because, again, we want to say, please give me the book. So you're going to want to make sure every time that if in your vocabulary box it uses an when you write out your exercise, you use a le to say the. And if it's an une in your vocabulary box, you're going to use a la. And remember, with both of these, if the word starts with a vowel or a silent H, we have to do the L apostrophe. All right, let's look at the second line. Voilà le livre. Again, what part of that will stay the same every time? Voilà. And then merci. So you're going to write out those 3 lines like that example in your book for your homework assignment. You will submit it in Google Classroom for the assignment. Au revoir, à lundi.